My computer just said no. And I was like, there was no button to go live just a second ago. So I had to restart the computer very, very quickly, and then decided I want to do an update. I was like, what? What's going on? Technology, eh? Beautiful Wednesday sunny morning here. It looks a bit windy out there. It was very, very cold. I had to defrost the car this morning. So today, but that's so panic is over. I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee, panic over, and we can start beading. So today we're gonna revisit Lara. Now a lot of these were out of stock for quite some time, so I made sure I changed some of the colors and made them to come back in stock. Some of them I had to do a little new swatch, a little new sample, and some of them, what did I just drop? And some of them I haven't, I don't know what I'm doing with these samples sometimes. they go to live in a safe space. I put them in such a safe places that I can never find them. So I'm going to turn you down on the mat. Now what I want to do is show you, I'm going to show you the single version, how to do it, which is as per the instructions. And then I'm going to show you how to do a double version, because you can do a double version going sort of all around, so just keep going and doing the length in a single row, or you can do a double version by doing a double row side by side. And I'm going to show you how to do this. There is actually, I'm going to show you two ways how to do this, because there's a couple of different techniques what you can do to achieve that look. And you could do 3 rows, you could do 4 rows, you can make it as wide as you want in that sense as well. Right, let me just zoom in, and I am coming in. I'm showing you, I've got a few samples here, then I can pop you over to the website and show you them on there. Right, there we go. Shall we just move this over a tiny bit? So we are coming in. So very beautiful stitch. It is modified right angle weave. And I've got a couple of the sort of little swatches here at the top. Let me just move these down. And actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to zoom out a bit before I move everything. Good. There we go. And we are fitting more bits in, just like that. So, beautiful stitch, modified right angle weave. I love modified right angle weave because it's a quicker way to actually go in and sort of grow the stitch itself, as you're adding some of the main beads and some of the side beads at the same time. Right, let me quickly just say hello. Good morning, Charlotte. Good morning, Lucy. Carol, good morning. Diane, good morning from a snowy Swindon. Oh, I wish we could have some snow here as well, but I don't think we're gonna get any. Morning to very sunny but snowy Preston. Oh, it's snowing in Preston as well. It was like very icy yesterday morning when I took Roxy for a walk. It was like so icy down the sea front, almost fallen over actually on one patch, but there is no snow here. Morning, Mina, Judith, Penny, good morning. Joanne, good morning. Elaine, Kim is here, good morning. Pauline is saying it's cold where she is. Annie, good morning. Victoria, good morning. She says, you're not alone for getting very safe, please. You know, like I just got some new drawers and they are like perfect for your jewelry and perfect for like the made up samples, because they are sort of the right depth. They're about maybe an inch in depth and they're quite long, so I can get a lot in there, but I don't put loads of stuff on top of each other, so you can really see what you got. And they are really, really good. However, I've been moving things about and I've been tidying things up, and some stuff, like I don't know what happened to them, like I don't know where they're gone. But it was actually yesterday, I was driving back, I popped to the warehouse and I was driving back, and I got out of the car, and as I opened the door of the car, I stepped out, and in the grass on the floor there was 2 bracelets. So I obviously dropped it sometime along the line, and it was two of the Alicia ones which we did last week. So don't know what happened there, but I found them there. So you never know, they just go missing. Sometimes I think they grow little legs and just sort of they crawl around and hide in places. Good morning, Elaine. Victoria saying morning everyone. Look at that pink one. Yeah, I love that pink one. And it wouldn't be Lucy if she wouldn't love the pink one too. Caroline, good morning. She says it's cold in Brixham. Shirley, good morning from Florida. I bet there is not that cold in Florida as it is here. Good morning, David. I hope you're doing blue skies are fit, and definitely. And he says doing paperwork, but the quicker you get the paperwork done, David, the quicker you can get back and do some beading. Amelia, good morning. Gwen, good morning. David, I don't want snow, thank you. I want just a little bit. Let me just have on like my side of the town, just this side. Let's have snow on this side, not on your side, just my side. Good morning, Tracy. Cheryl, good morning from Tennessee. Nice to see you here, lovely. What time is in Tennessee? I'm not sure. I'm so rubbish with time zones, but I'm so fascinated about it at the same time. Good morning, Robin. 75 degrees. Shirley's saying, well, I don't know how many that is in Celsius. 75 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius. Can somebody just Google it and pop in the chat? Because I would love to know. Good morning, Joe. Debbie, good morning. She's saying, just clean the kitchen before Bead Club. Oh, bless you. I am so excited about Bead Club today, and I actually got the sample right here. We're going to be doing cubic right angle weave in the Bead Club, so it's like a 3D structure. Actually, what I'm showing you here, when I can, when I can show you here. So it's a 3D structure we'll be doing in the Bead Club today. I really, really love this. So for modified right angle weave, I'm going into cubic right angle weave in the Bead Club this morning. Morning, Mandy, nicely. So has melted on the viral, she's saying. Camille, good morning. I hope you're good. Mary, good morning. Mina, a few of these just not got delivery into gold kit. I made a few of these. Yeah, Cheryl's saying 5:05 a.m. so that is then 5 hours behind them. So you're on Eastern time, aren't you? Is that right? I think 23 degrees Celsius. Shirley, you are so lucky. I would love to have 23 degrees Celsius right here. Even if it's just half of that, like, that would be amazing. That would be like sort of a jump over there for us. That would be so, so good. That would be very cool. Right, okay. Let's just get started. I'm just going to grab... I need to close a couple of windows here because I had to restart my computer right before the live. I just like opened the program and there was no go live button on anywhere. So where is my Safari gone? Where is Safari gone? There we go. So I'm gonna go on 1 second, sorry. It's sort of like when it happens, it's kind of like not the last minute, but when it happens like sort of just before you're trying to go live and your button disappears, you go like a little bit, what happened? Right, okay, so I'm ready. Brilliant. So I'm gonna share my screen. There we go. And what I'm gonna do is to show you how to get into the page first. So you're gonna go and press on this tutorials, video tutorials link, or you're gonna press into categories and video tutorials there. And you know by now TotallyBeads.co.uk is where you can find us, hundreds and hundreds of tutorials doing all sorts of different things. And today is the Lara bracelet, so I'm gonna go into here. And then I'm going to scroll down. So we got many different colors. We got black diamond, we got blue, we got coffee, gold, hematite, pink, mauve, marigold, rose, sapphire, sea foam. We got silver clad, we got steel, we got tanzanite, and we got turquoise. You know me. I can't all just do like 3 colors. I have to do like a whole array of them. So each one of the kits makes you 2 bracelets if you do them as per instructions, but today in the video I'm going to show you how to upgrade it into a 2-row bracelet to take it further. So if you haven't got the kit, then do check it out. It's on the website. If you have got the kit already, you can make this option with it. You're using 2.5 by 3.5 millimeter crystals, which is some vases we don't use that size for many patterns, and with this one I have tried larger and smaller ones and it didn't quite work. And I will show you when I let me just take you back down onto my mat, and I will show you, because like it's the gaps in between the crystals, so you kind of need that crystal size. So I'd need it on thread 150, printed instruction is 45p. And there we go. So you get 2 toggle clasp, crystal rondelles, Toho size 8, Toho size 11, and you are good to go. So $5.99 will make you 2 bracelets. Right, I'm just clicking back. I'm gonna come back here, and I'm gonna go back down on the mat. So what I mean by the gap between the crystals, having the right size of crystals. So anything you design, you always go on. You always go on, how does it look? Now, if the crystal was just a little bit bigger, they will be too crowded and they would touch each other. So they would pucker in between your little units. If the crystal was smaller, you could do it with a smaller crystal, but then you would be seeing gaps. So sometimes for a particular pattern, you do need to find the right mixture of sizes and the right mixture of beads. You could do this with pearls, you could do it with all sorts of different things, but I'm always looking sort of at the right sort of gap in between the in between the beads in the pattern, so it's not too big and it's not too small either. Right, okay, so I'm just going to tell you what color is what here. I'm going to zoom in one more so I can show it to you. So this one is, I'm going to go like, how is it on the mat? I'm going to show you. I'm going to pop that ring off just for a second so the camera doesn't focus on it, and then I can tell you what color it is. This is one of my favorite colors, and this one is called Seafoam Green. The crystal is somewhat a little bit more tealy. The seed beads are more seafoam greeny. It's like a mint green. I love this color. Next one is, this one is called Rose because it's have those beautiful rose gold seed beads, and the crystals have got like a hint of green in them, so kind of like really sparkle up. I do love using, this is sort of like an olivey green, but then you can see pinks and a bit of gold in the crystals as well. I love using these two combination together because I think it just looks really elegant. Next one is Sapphire. Right, this one is the one I have made up in the double, so I'm going to show you how to do this. But you can do 2 single bracelets, or you can do sort of a double, or depending on the size of the bracelet, like, you know, you count your crystals and have a look how many do you need to make your pattern. I love this double pattern because I think, and equally you could go and do like 3, or if you had more crystals you could do even more, like you could make it as wide as you want it to. Next one is this one is the turquoise. Again, love turquoisey colors. It's got a hint of teal in the seed beads here. Then the smaller seed bead is size 11s, and the crystals are more turquoisey colors. So overall, called the bracelet turquoise. Next one, this one is the steel. I love this color because it's a grey blue and it goes with grey. So I got a grey top at the moment, so if I pull this down, it goes with greys as well, but equally I haven't got any, I'm not wearing anything blue, so I can't show it to you with blue, but equally it goes with blues as well, just as good, denims and all sorts of different colors. Now this one is the tanzanite. You know, again, I love this sort of purples with a hint of grey in there as well. I think I love this color. Next one is this one, which is the black diamond. We called it black diamond? Yes, we did. This is the black diamond. I do love using, and I love these seed beads and use it quite a lot. I think they're just sort of really elegant, very neutral color. Again, something like this would go with most things in your wardrobe. I can't say everything, but it would go with most things because I don't know what's in your wardrobe. Gold, beautiful color. I love sort of golds like that as well, because golds like this, like if you especially if you're making jewelry for somebody who does actually wear like proper gold jewelry, or gold bracelets, or a gold chain, or a gold necklace, something like this will go very well with that one, because it's very small, it's very elegant. Yes, it's beaded, so it's a different kind of material, but it will go together very well if somebody sort of a fan of gold chains or gold jewelry in general. Okay, next one, which I got the little swatches here. So this one is called Mauve. Now this is one of the ones where I had to change the crystals in them, because the crystals we had in the original kit we didn't have enough, so I changed it to this beautiful purple. I do have the original one here, so I can actually show you so what we changed. So in the original one there was more sort of a pinky hint to the crystal, and this one, what I put in the new one now, what we replaced it with, more of a true purple color in there, and on my opinion with this one actually does look better, I feel, but it's depending on what you like. Pink. Now this one we haven't changed anything but I couldn't find the original sample. Don't know, hiding somewhere. This one is hematite. I love colors again like this because it's sort of a dark gray color, and this is good again going with anything not quite black, because I think when you have got black, and black, I love black, and I do need to do more black jewelry and black earrings, but a dark gray, a hematite gray, I always sort of prefer it rather than black, because this one I can wear it with blues, I can wear it with grays, I can wear it with pinks, I can wear it with purples, I can wear it with pretty much everything. And with the black, sometimes it can clash with some other colors. So that's that one. Okay, so let's get started. I'm just quickly gonna pop into the chat while I get my beads out. And I'm gonna demo with this blue, which is it's just blue, it's just called blue. The other one is sapphire, and this one is just called blue. So it's got this darker, and I like choosing this one because it has got darker size 8, lighter size 11s, and the crystals are lighter as well, so it will be contrast. You will be seeing like which bead I'm going through the most. I just quickly popping back in the chat while I'm getting my crystals. Lucy's saying I'm 1 Celsius right now. Or jet to think how many Celsius we are here. When I was defrosting the car this morning, the car said it's -1.5. So hopefully, like, the sun is out. It should have really warmed up a little bit by now. Shelley's saying she's been looking forward to the tutorial. So one of the things I thought about it this year, that we've been making, and we've been doing so many kits and doing so many stuffs, and like we just keep going new, and I think one of the things this year I would like to do, or is sort of on my agenda, is kind of like look back and then look at things with different perspectives, and look at the things with different things, and like what we did and what we could do and how we can take it further, what we did before. And I think looking at kits, and this is going to be pretty much most of our theme for January, is, you know, some of us has got these kits in our cupboards, and I just want to really inspire you to get them out and use them. And if you haven't, then, like, you know, there's always some available on the website. And with that one, I just seen Lucy's pop the link in the chat so you can get them for yourself. Shirley's saying she will make room. She loves the company. Definitely, we are coming. I'm booking the flights straight after the live. Oh, hi Lucy. I thought it was the delight for Roxy. I don't know what you mean, but I think it's Roxy. What's Roxy? What's going on? Like the nose and back. Oh yes, it was Roxy. I think she found one of her hard cheeses. She's got this yak, it's called. It's a really hard cheese, and it will occupy her for hours, but she can be. Oh look, Leanne just showed it up. She's taking it off of her.
It's getting noisy.
Will you be doing any more USB tutorials? I'm not sure. Do you mean like doing a whole new USB, or do you mean taking stuff from the USB and doing it as a live? Joe was thinking the same. Yes, it was Roxy. Usually I put her in her crate, but because Leanne is here this morning, she's just like free to walk around. I will show you her at the end. Be careful when your dog was the path around. You're right. Okay, yes, I will. Right, so I'm going to start with, I'm going to leave the bobbin on because I might need more thread later on. And I'm going to start with size 8, the crystal, size 8 crystal. I'm going to take all of these 4 beads down, and I'm going to come from the other side, from the bottom, and go through all 4 of them one more time. So you're going to do this even if you want to 1 row, 2 row, 3 row, how many ever rows you want to do. So I'm going to come back all 4 beads one more time, and then I'm going to go through the first bead for the 3rd time. So what I can do is really sort of pull against the thread each other, and I can have a really nice and tight finish there. Now I like to work on the right side because I'm right-handed, so I'm going to turn it to the right, and I like to sort of suspend it either on the top of my finger or between my fingers, so I got a nice place to work with. And we're going to start with this unit. So this is kind of like 1 unit, and we're going to work by unit, adding more beads to our pattern. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick up 1 seed bead. Then I'm going to pick up 1 size 8, 1 crystal, and 1 size 8. So when I said seed beads, I meant size 11. So you're going to pick up 1 size 11, size 8 crystal, size 8. Now this is my tail at the bottom here. I'm exiting at the top there. I'm going to go up and over this crystal, and I'm going to come back towards my thread, where I'm exiting in that crystal. I'm going to pull this up, and with this I have got my 2nd unit next to my 1st unit. So well, they are sharing 1 crystal there, but I got a unit of 4 beads here and unit of 4 beads here. Now I'm going to totally ignore this size 11 seed bead here, and I'm just going to take my thread up away from my tail to the opposite side in my size 8. So again, once again, if I pull on it, I have got my ends on opposite ends, and I'm going to repeat this. And now she's found a squeaky toy. So I'm going to 1 seed bead, size 11, 1 size 8, 1 crystal, 1 size 8. And again, I'm going to go up and over this crystal, come back on myself towards my working thread. I kind of like to hold on to my work as I'm pulling it through. Then I'm going to ignore that size 11 and go up through the size 8. And I'm going to repeat this over and over again to form my 1st row. I'm going to do, let's say, a few more. I don't have to do a whole row to demonstrate the stitch, but I need a few more because I want to show you a couple of different ways how to add the 2nd row onto our design. Debbie's saying Toby and Lily can hear the squeaky toy. Oh, bless. They do everything, anything and everything for a squeaky toy, don't they? Camille is saying body will go out in the cold but refuses to budge if it's slightly wet. Every time Roxy squeaks her toy, Lola looks at me. Yeah, probably she's looking at you, Joe, like, where's my toy? Why haven't I got a toy like that? I'm sure she has got a toy, but hasn't she got a toy right there, right then, like that? Oh, bless. They do bounce off each other. I do have, I'm really looking forward to something. And while I'm doing these few stitches, I'm going to tell you this. I had a text message over a week ago from somebody, and oh, I forgot to pick up the size 8, so maybe I should pay more attention of my stitches done. I'm getting excited about what I'm telling you. So I had a text message from a lady over a week ago, and it came through my own WhatsApp, and I didn't really know sort of what was it about. It just came up as a message, and I was thinking like, I never, like, you know, I don't know what is this about. And then she sent the picture, and you can't see in the notification on the front of your phone the picture, but this notifies you that somebody have sent you a picture. So I was like, okay. So I opened up the app, I went in and looked at the picture, and it was a beautiful golden doodle dog. And I'm not going to say the names, but basically this lady has Roxy's sister, and she got my number from the breeder. And we started talking and chatting and sort of comparing how heavy is your dog and how heavy is my dog, and like, you know, I'm feeding this and I'm doing that, and it was really beautiful. So we decided that not this Sunday, but next Sunday, Sunday the 29th, we're gonna meet up with them. They live about an hour away from me, so it's not too bad that we're gonna meet up and we're gonna get Roxy to see her sister. And I just thought it was so, I don't know, it's so lovely. But I'm wondering if they're going to recognize each other, if they're going to, you know, what will be the reaction. They're only 7 months old, so it hasn't been that long time ago. They were kind of like torn apart by all of us, like choosing just one puppy. So I think I don't know, but I'm really looking forward to that one. So I think that was really nice. And yeah, so that's Roxy at the end of the month, meeting her sister. And I keep saying to her, like, every day, you're gonna meet your sissy, and I'm sure she has got no idea what I'm talking about, but I am really excited for her. Lucy saying, oh, that's sweet. My dog brother lives around the corner. She loves seeing him, but only for 5 minutes. Oh, doggy play date. Yeah, exactly, Kimberly. It will be a doggy play date. But I think it will be good. You know, like, you know, it's good. Like, you know, I like to see my siblings, and I'm sure like everybody does. So I think it will be good for her. I don't know, like, you see, like, this is the thing, I never had a dog before her, so I don't really know. Oh, Joy's saying, I'm in the salon doing my nails, no toys here, but just her bed. Oh, I see. So that's why she's looking at or listening to Roxy's toy. Good morning, Brenda, nice to see you here, lovey. Oh, Brenda's saying, yes, Roxy will know her sister. I think, yeah, maybe. I'm hoping so, so we're good. Right, back to beading. So if only just joined us, I'm going to take you through the steps again. So we're doing right angle weave, modified right angle weave. And you have started with a unit of 4 beads, which is a size 8 crystal, size 8 crystal. You went through all 4 of them one more time, and the size 8 the 3rd time. So your tail and your working end are on opposite ends, and then you're gonna pick up a size 11 size 8 crystal, size 8, and we're gonna come back. So as as you think here, I'm gonna go up and over this crystal, and I'm gonna come back towards my thread which I'm working with. I'm gonna pull this tight. So I created a little unit. That didn't sound good. Roxy. Something had just fallen down. And then I'm going to go up away from my tail in the size 8. Leanne is okay. Leanne is dealing with it. I don't know what happened. I don't want to know. So size 11, size 8, crystal, size 8. And then I'm going to come back on myself in the top crystal. Ignore the size 11. And go through the size 8 itself. Good morning, Laurentius. Morning, all, made it to alive. You're very welcome. You're doing modified right angle weave. Very, very easy. I love this stitch. Very relaxed. You could just sit there and go and keep on doing it. Right, I'm gonna go. Oh, I didn't want to come through the crystal. Actually, maybe we could turn around, but I went through the wrong one. I want to come through the size 8. There we go. See, it happens to both of us, or all of us, not both of us. Sometimes we just pick up the wrong bead or rent the wrong dash and stitch to the wrong bead. And We just have to reverse stitch. We're not unpicking, reverse stitching, and then keep on going and going. Right, okay, so I think I have got about 4 inches here, and just in a sec I'm going to turn around and I'm gonna, maybe not 4, maybe 3 inches. I'm going to turn around and show you how all of these, the couple of different options you have to add a second row on the side. And like if you wanted to add the third row, then you need to do option 1. If you don't want to add another row after the next one, and you think 2 rows is going to be the rows, then you can use option 2, and then it's kind of like quicker and easier, and you get an even more even finish with that one. And once I show you, you will know exactly why. Okay, so I'm going to make this the last unit I'm adding, and I'm going to go ahead and turn around on myself. So as I'm coming out here, what I want to do, I'm going to go through, I'm not adding any more this beads on this side. I've got the length of my bracelet, and I'm going to turn around. So I'm going to go to the crystal, and I'm going to go through this seed bead right here. Now, if I just wanted a single row bracelet, then what I would be doing is picking up a seed bead and just going through the next size 8. So if I want a single row, this is what I would be doing, picking up a seed bead, going through the next size 8. And with that one running all the way down, I would complete sort of this side of the bracelet, adding the missing beads. Make sure I don't pull over pull on this side, so make sure that I don't kind of, because if I run all the way down and I have a really tight tension on this side but have got a really loose tension on that side, what I can end up with is somewhat a bowed bracelet, and we don't want the broad bracelet. Although if you do want a necklace, if you wanted a necklace with this technique, that's where you would add smaller beads on this side and then would deliberately curve your make. Now, but what we want to do, we want to have, and I'm going to try to stitch back, and I'm hoping that I didn't stitch through the thread, so they will just come off. Yeah, brilliant. So I want to do a 2-row bracelet. I got 2 options. So I need to go back and I need to create another row of beads. So as I am here, each one of the units in the previous year are joined in the middle by the crystals. Each one of the rows here, on the second row, each one of the units are going to be joined to the row before and going to be joined to each other as well. So I'm always looking to create a unit of 4 beads. So as I'm standing right there exiting of that bead, I'm going to pick up a crystal, a size 8 a crystal, and I'm going to come through on the exact same size 8 bead from the other side. So I created my little unit. Then I want to get to the unit in front of me. So I'm going to pick up one size 11 and stitch through the next size 8, just like that. Then I'm going to look at this unit. So here I have got a side already. I have got a crystal at the bottom already. So I just need to add, I've got 2 beads out of the 4 already on my beadwork. I'm going to pick up a crystal and I'm going to pick up a size 8, and I'm going to come through the crystal. And I'm going to miss the size 11. I don't need to go into the size 11. I'm going to go through the size 8. So when I pull this through, I have got a unit of 4 beads there again. I'm going to pick up a seed bead and get to my next unit. And so on all the way down. If I wanted to add another row, I need these beads open there, so I can then add the size 11s in the next row. Catherine is asking on YouTube, where do you buy the kits, please? It is in the description on YouTube, so if you just sort of scroll down, there is a website link. The kits are $5.99 and they will make you 2 single length bracelets. We did this technique before, but what I'm showing you today, if you don't want to make 2 bracelets, but you want one wider bracelet, so you want to make one wider bracelet, then this is how you do it. The instructions, what comes with the kit, it comes with the single ones, but you can take it further, like, you know, we can always take it further, but Lucy just popped it in the chat as well on YouTube for you, so you can click on that one. So if I did this technique and I don't want to add another row, then I would have this to do the same thing, is come back down, because my edge would be the same but sort of a row apart, and add the size 11s. Now there is a way how you can add the size 11s in at the same time as you go along. So in this instant, I'm gonna pick up a crystal, a size 8 and a size 11, and I'm gonna go, instead of going to the crystal and turning up, I'm gonna sort of go an extra round. So I'm gonna go down in the top size 8 on the other side, and then I'm gonna come across the crystal, and I'm gonna go up in the size 8, size 11, size 8, and when I pull this up, Lynn, can you please shut the door, because I don't even know where she run up to. And then I'm at the top again. I'm gonna pick up a seed bead, size 11, go into the next size 8 in the middle, and once again I'm gonna pick up a crystal, size 8, size 11. I'm gonna go down in the size 8, only just the size 8 on the outer side. This is the very top one. And see, like, we have a missing thread path here. We're gonna go through the crystal, and with that, through the crystal, I'm gonna ignore the size 11 here. I'm gonna go up the size 8, the size 11, and the next size 8 to get to the top. And with doing this last little loop between the two crystals before, that's where you complete the thread path, so they are a whole unit of going all the way around. Then I'm picking up a size 11, going up a size 8, and I'm going to start again. And this way, if I do it this way, I don't need to come back around on the edge, unless if you want to get to the other side. We don't need to come back around the edge, because you're adding those edge beads at the same time as you are adding your middle beads all the way to the top. So it's kind of, you're saving one step. But what, in my opinion, is really doing is having a better tension, because on this side you're going to have the same tension for your size 11 seed beads what you have on this side. So overall your bracelet is less likely to be wonky, or less likely to be leaning onto one side. So that's why I love doing this stitch this way. And of course, like, as I'm doing it, I try to stitch the two beads at the same time, so we have got so we can speed the process up and make the bracelet, or whatever we're making, make the stitch, make it the beadwork grow faster. Link above for the kit. Lucy Singh, Tracy Kent. If you look in the video tutorials on the TotallyBeads website, you'll find loads of different patching. She has done a few peyote stitch projects. Yeah, absolutely. I've done all sorts of different things. Going back in the last 3 years soon, we have got 100. I'm always laugh at this, because like the first year we were doing this, it's like, oh well, we've done a few, and few tutorials, and at the end of August, so this is like we've been doing it for like 6 months. The end of August, we realized, well, actually we haven't done a few. We've done like 200 tutorials by that point, or like maybe it was like end of October. We had 200 tutorials by that point, and we kept on going and going and going, and we have got hundreds of tutorials on there. And I think it's sort of the human brain that you forget what you did or what you haven't done. And oh, I got a knot on my thread, I need to deal with that quickly. What you've done and what you haven't done, and then you kind of like keep saying, oh, I only done a few. And then in theory you've done loads. Right, so undo a knot. I'm gonna stick one needle into the knot itself, and I'm gonna stick sort of in, I'm trying to stick this needle right in the middle of the knot, or if it's like this is like more of an oval one to one side, I'm sticking another needle in the other side, and I'm gonna pull the knot apart. So I'm pulling it apart. This is the quickest way to undo a knot if you have a knot on your thread. So what do we think of this so far? What would you be most likely to doing? Would you want to do a single row, or would you want to take it to the next level and do a double row like this? Do let me know in the chat. What would you prefer? If you were doing this bracelet, a single or double row? I do like the look of the double row. Camille's saying it's time for coffee. Camille is like keeping me straight all the time. I love it because I will go an hour. I will feel my throat is almost dried all out. And then I forget to drink. And it's so simple. I don't know. I can't remember when was the last time I drank a hot cup of coffee, because, and do let me know as well if you are the same. I make my coffee or tea, because I quite like a lemon and honey tea. Make my tea and come and sit down, and by the time I go to drink it, it's like either lukewarm or stone cold. So I just kind of say I drink iced coffee now, because it's always cold by the time I get around. Mandy's saying she likes both. I like both as well. I think there's all sorts of different variations you could do as well. If you get more than one kit, so if you, for example, you get 2 kits, you could have different colors or crystals in different rows, or like do a crisscross pattern, all sorts of different things. This is what I love about beading, that it's so good. Like there is so many different things you can do, that like the possibilities are endless. Like even within one technique, the possibilities are endless, because you do so many patterns, you do so many different, you can use colors, finishes. I just love it. I just really love it. So can you see this way? We're getting both sides at the same time for the size 11s, and in the other way we would have a gap in between. I will go and add that in later on. So I'm just keep going. I've got a few more to add. Oh, thank you so much for the stars, Gwen. It's really, really appreciated. Every single star, every single like, every single anything, it's like really helps us out. Every single purchase of a kit is help us out and helps us keep on going and doing more and more kits and more tutorials, and keeps the roof over our heads, I guess. So as they say, every little helps. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate it, and I don't say this enough, that I'm so grateful for the community we built. Here, like each every one of you showing up and supporting us, and I think it's really amazing. And so thank you. Oh, I have another size 11. Actually, just think, how would you add the thread if you haven't started with enough? So I like to start with quite a long thread, and I think I'm not lazy sort of to add a new one, but for me it's time. Like, you know, it takes time to add a new thread. So if I was here and I run out of thread, it doesn't really matter at which point to run out. I like to sort of rejoin or join a new one where I'm in a point where I kind of like, I would pick up this size 11 and go through the next size 8 bead, and then I would just sort of weave around my units, like sort of in an S, or like going up and down, add a 1 thread knot, or half hitch knot it's called as well. She found another toy she's gonna be noisy with. Bless her. And then weave a new one in through exactly the same place. But I always kind of finish, like if there is 3 or 4 steps to a stitch, I kind of like to finish on the last step of that stitch, and then add the thread. I don't particularly like to add thread right in the middle of if a particular part needs like like you're doing 3 different things at the same time. But it doesn't really matter. Like It's up to you, but yes, I would just weave it in and weave it out. So I'm keep going through. Oh, thank you so much for the stars. I can't see who sent it, but thank you so much. I can only see if Lucy puts it in the comment. Thank you for the stars, Joe. That's really, really appreciated. It's so nice. That's so good, because like in my, you know, I always feel quite humbled because I think people show their appreciation in so many different ways, and you know, you didn't have to, like, you know, that's kind of like an extra, and I really, really appreciated that when people do. So thank you so much, everybody. Right, I got a few more to add before I get to the top, and I want to show you, like, okay, we've done 2 rows here, but how then we're gonna add the clasp at the end for the 2 rows. The 1 row version is in the instructions anyway, which you get with the kit, and it's in the previous video as well, which I think is at the top of the page. And what we said, we're gonna copy this video, or we're gonna link this video underneath the video we had before, so you get both of them. And I want to show you how to add the clasp to the end of this. So I need a few more stitches. I'm going to try to sort of speed up now to get to the end. A few more crystals off my strand, so I can show you how to do exactly like that. Because if you got a single row, then you got 2 ends to hook into, but here you're gonna have 3, and you don't just want to kind of like go in from the middle, and you want to taper it down. I keep wanting to go the wrong way sometimes. So a few more to that. Asher's saying thank you. Star Party, oh bless. And I'm going. I was thinking about this last night, when I was doing that little sample. They never actually written in instructions up like doing it this way, and I have done it like this in the past, but never really, I don't know. Sometimes it just comes to you, and when you're doing a particular project, and other times it's. So perhaps I will come up with something for that one as well. Have a separate, different thing. I love this stitch. One of my favorite stitches as well. Very effective. I love stitches when we're creating a fabric or ribbon-like structure with beads, and you could go on the top afterwards and add all sorts of different things to it. Where is my tail? Come on, I think I might have had a little knot on there. I'm losing my voice again. And going up. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. Roxy just settled down next to me. I was saying to Liam, we used to have the weather cam, and actually we might need to put back the weather cam, but I think now what we could do is to have a puppy cam. So I don't know, I tidied a lot of things up like over Christmas. I don't know where I put the webcam, but I might get the webcam back out and just pop it to the side, and so we can have a puppy cam, and I can show Roxy to you sort of with a click of a button. So that's I don't know. I swore. We were laughing last week. I swore I'm never gonna be one of those like I'm only gonna talk about my puppy, but you cannot help it. Like you fall in love with them so much that they become a major part of your life. Hey, she's definitely a part of the family. Right, okay, so I'm just adding the last unit here, and then I'm gonna get to the end. Before I start doing anything, because I just added the top beads at the top, I need to go around this unit to make this, because there isn't a thread path between this size 8, the crystal, and this size 8 at the moment, and every single one of them has got a thread path just there. Angela's saying a puppy camp would be lovely. I think it would be fun. So I'm just gonna run around that very last unit. And now what we're gonna do, we're gonna add we're gonna turn this into a single row here. So there's a few different ways you could do it. The way I did it yesterday, I just added sort of seed beads around it on both, and then in the middle of those seed beads, then I went and attached the clasp. So as I'm coming out of this size 8 here, I'm gonna pick up 5 size 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm gonna jump over the crystal, come down on the other side into the size 8. Then I'm gonna go across, get back into the size 8, and I'm gonna come up through the first size 11 I just added as well. So I'm in position now. I think I got a little knot on there. Then let me just cut that off my end of my tail. So I'm in a position here to add those seed beads the other way as well. Hang on, we got a rogue thread there. What's happening with this thread? There we go. So we got in position to go the other way. So now I'm only going to pick up 4 seed beads because I kind of haven't got enough gap to put, this is like in between the crystals here, and I haven't really got enough back to add 2 size 11, so I'm going to use one of those size 11s into the second loop. I picked up 4, and now I'm going towards the other side, just like that. Then I'm going to come across, I'm going to come back to the middle, and now I have got on these 5 seed beads, I got the 3rd seed bead, which is right in the middle. So I got somewhere to hook into. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to come out of the 3rd seed bead. And then I'm ready to add my clasp. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pick up 3 size 11 seed beads, 1 size 8, another 2 size 11, go through the loop on my clasp, and another 2 size 11. So I have 3 size 11, 1 size 8, 2 size 11, the loop on my clasp, and 2 size 11. I'm gonna go back towards my bracelet in the size 8, just like that. I'm gonna pull this up nice and tight. Then I'm gonna pick up another 3 size 11, 1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna go through the 3rd seed bead on the other loop. So 1, 2, 3, I'm going to go through this seed bead, just like that. Now, there is what I like to do is to weave around and reinforce this thread path a couple of times. Actually, I went the wrong way. I'm just going to step back and then I stitch through the thread. 1 second. Oh, doesn't matter. Let's go that way then. I'm not gonna try to unpick it. Sometimes you just, so what I mean I went the other way, can you see I'm still coming out of the 3rd seed bead, but I'm going in on this side and I'm going in on this side. So I really want to balance this out, and I want that clasp to kind of like attached to either side of that seed beads, because if it's only attached to one side, then it will pull that seed beads to the direction, so we're going to lose the slight arch at the end. It's minor little details when you're making the bracelet, but sometimes they look really nice and balance out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go around this last unit just like that. I'm going to go up in the middle into the loop, and I'm gonna come out the 3rd seed bead one more time. But can you see this time we are on the other side of that 3 seed beads? I'm gonna go back into my loop to reinforce it, and even if I'm going in, can you see that these size 11s, which is going towards the loop, are kind of then jump and sit on top of that 3rd seed bead, so you kind of have a more centralized option there, or a more centralized, not option, the more centralized way to your last bead. And it's a slight little change, but I think tiny little details like that on a bracelet, paying attention to details really can make or break, or not break, because it's equally nice, but you know what I mean. I like this bracelet double row on my list to make. Oh, bless you. And Lucy pop blinking again. So again, I'm going through the third bead, but I have got a connection on this side. So I'm going to come from the other side of the third seed bead and go through that again. Oops, I didn't want this to loop to get caught on there. And I'm going to pull this up. So there we go. We have got sort of a centralized end to our double row bracelet. Now, if you made it triple row, if you made any more rows, you can do sort of as many connections at the end as you want. But I always suggest to add like size 11s because above the crystals, because that just finishes the end off. If I left my end open and I just added the clasp onto here, where is the clasp? Where's my little pot gone? 1 second, just grab another one out from this box. So if I just added a clasp here, even if I added some seed beads in between the clasp and the middle row, because obviously you have to add your clasp into the middle row to be in balance, it wouldn't for me, like I would feel like the crystals are kind of like just on the edge. There is something to, they are enclosed on the side, in the middle, on the other side. So I want to include them and enclose them at the end as well. Commonly saying coffee, thank you. So pretty. Right, okay, so that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for showing up. I appreciate the puppy has it most probably. I did caught her. Oh, where is that ring? I put it here. I was going to show it. I did caught her the other day chewing one of my beaded rings, and I was like, no! And she did really chew it. I'm sure that maybe you never know. Maybe she's got the bracelets what we are missing. I'm hoping not, but she does. She does like to, if I drop a little tiny bead on the floor, she does like to go and investigate it straight away. Like, what have I jobs? Right, thank you very much. Thank you so much for coming and joining me. Thank you so much for supporting us every single time. It was my pleasure to show you how to do this. I just absolutely love beading, and I love making, and I love designing, and I love taking things to further. So if you are in the bead club, then I'll see you in an hour in there, and we're gonna be doing a 3D bangle for that. And if you're interested in, have a look at the bead club. It's beadclub.online, what we are all about and what we do there on Zoom. Right, everybody have a beautiful day. I'm live tonight as well at 7 p.m. So do join me on my channel, which is Kitty Robinson Designs. I don't know where my brain is this morning, but hopefully we'll be back by tonight. So see you there. I'm not sure what we're going to be playing with today. I haven't really kind of added. We played with those beautiful gem duos and then other bits and pieces last week. I think I want to play more with like 2-hole beads. I'll see, but we see how we feel. Any suggestions will be welcome. Anyway, thank you so much, and I see you either tonight at 7 p.m. or I see you next week back here.